excitement keeps rolling on. I tell you, the Peppermill really is one of the most amazing places. You meet so many people down here, an awful lot of the oldies of Vegas and of the entertainment business. I have Danny Costello with me, and am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, dear.
Good. And Danny is known actually first for his singing, and then afterwards he kind of rolled into writing. I don't know what he was singing. It seems like he was singing ballads and...
Yes, well, it all started in 1961, Nina.
Why? Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yes, that's when I first came to Las Vegas to do the Follies Bergere.
Oh,
Lou
wow.
Walters, Barbara Walters' father, offered me the job as the singing chanteuse in the show at the Tropicana.
And how old were you at that time?
Oh, about 20, 22, something like that.
So you must have been really excited to get a job right away. I mean, this is...
Well, I've been doing Guys and Dolls up to that point. See, I did 3 Broadway shows. Let me see. I think Guys and Dolls is where he came to see me and then offered me the show backstage. And I said, well, you check with the William Morris agency, and if they could work it out, fine, we'll go and do it.
So you were with William Morris at that time?
12 years, yeah.
12 years you were with
William
them.
Morris, yeah. They guided my career all the way through, you know.
Yeah.
They were wonderful. It all led up to coming here in Las Vegas in 61.
So when you were offered the show in Vegas, you kind of stayed in Vegas then?
Yes, I stayed in Vegas because on closing night of the Follies Bergere, which was New Year's, Sammy Davis came to see our show. He knew some of the girls, the English girls from London. And he saw me, he couldn't miss me. So at the end of the show, he came backstage and said, the Hawaiian show in the Sands Lounge has just been eliminated, and there's an opening there, and Frank Sinatra is putting on the Red Norvo Quintet, which was absolutely...
Oh, amazing.
Oh, they were absolutely wonderful. And he says, and I'd like you to do a half hour in front of them.
So you were going to be the opening act?
Well, we did in a lounge, see, in a lounge.
Oh, the lounge
you
singing,
did 5 a night. My last performance was 4 o'clock in the morning, and I got through at 5, and that's all of us.
But I was going to say, that was Vegas, though.
Well, it was Sonny King and myself, and Jerry Vale, and all a bunch of other people, and it was so wonderful to be in a lounge with all these great people, and it was so wonderful, and I enjoyed it so much. And during that time, since I was a child, I was so impressed by Cole Porter.
Cole Porter. I mean, that's definitely one of the old timers. I mean, come on.
I couldn't believe that Cole Porter wrote the music, the lyrics, and the play.
So he put all 3 together.
So I said, that's what I want to do.
Such a success, though.
I said, that's what I want to do. Please, Jesus, in life, let me do that, you know. And it so happened that one of Frank Sinatra's close friends was Sammy Kahn, the lyricist.
Well, he was the lyricist. He was very well known.
He did all of Frank's big hits, you know. And Frank asked him to help me as writing lyrics. And we used to go up in the Emerald Room, which is upstairs at the Sands Lounge, and he used to do a class and teach me. And after a year or so, he says, I want you to go out and write smart and simple.
Now, what did he mean by that? How did you conceive that?
Well, smart and simple, if I could relate...
Simple is always the greatest.
Well, I'll relate one of my songs to that.
Okay.
Nothing is forever. Time is here and now. While you're young together, go live it up somehow.
Oh, yes.
Nothing is forever. Too soon we fade away. Time is now or never. So love it day to day.
Isn't that beautiful? Now, I didn't ask you to do that, and he just did that.
See,
and you wrote that.
I wrote that, and Sammy...
How long did it take you to write that?
Well, Sammy gave me 3 to 4 weeks between each one, and I wrote this like in the second of the 3 weeks, you know. And he gave me an A+ with it, and he said, now you're writing, because he liked what I did with the release, the bridge of the song.
Yes.
Putting off your wishful times you always dream about, waiting, contemplating, then they don't work out. Nothing is forever.
No.
It's too soon to realize of all your golden treasures, time is your golden prize.
Time is of the essence, and something we
Don't
cannot. We can't
waste time.
We can't buy time. You
That's
can't
right.
buy air, and you can't buy time.
That's exact. So Sammy gave it, and that started me off running. And then I traveled with, after I left Las Vegas, I traveled with a wonderful show. It's a senior citizen show. I traveled with them for 10 years.
Wow.
Called the Silver Sizzles Review. Now, everybody was over 50 in the show. We got all the ex-Rockettes on Broadway in New York when they were too old to dance with the Rockettes. We took them, and they came into our show. And it's
they must have been thrilled because
yeah, I'm
when you're a performer, you never want to give up. There is no time of giving up.
Right.
You always want to.
And that's the #1 senior show in the United States. And would you believe it hasn't worked Las Vegas yet? In all those years.
That's really.
In all those years.
Now, they were in Palm Springs, weren't they?
No, we were better than them. That was a different one.
Yeah, that was a different group. The Golden. Well, I forget what they were called.
That was a different
The
show.
Golden Girls or something. I forget what they were called.
But ours was called Silver Sizzles, and we went to Chicago one day. We went to Chicago one day to do the Paramount Theater in Chicago. And in 2 shows, Silver Sizzles broke the attendance record for the Paramount Theater in Chicago.
What an honor that is.
That's how good our show was. And
now, let's just back up a little bit. Now, you talk about our show. Did you write it and
No,
did
no,
you produce
no.
it? So because I know was your thing. You wanted to write, produce, and do all the songs.
Well, let me be honest with you. I needed that show to develop the money. I needed the money to start to write my Broadway shows.
Yeah, because that was always your dream.
Well, the music is. I wrote 130 songs, and they were all about $1,000 to $1,500 a piece. The demos.
Pretty cool. In those days, that was a lot of money.
So I invested every dime I owned in the writing 10 Broadway shows and 8 variety shows, of which one of them was the one I did the other night at the veteran show.
Oh, how
called the White House Follies.
And what was it like redoing it after all those years of producing it and bringing it in?
Well, I had great people. I had Mike Lewis from down in Florida. He was my music writer and recorder, and he taught me how to for the right arrangement to fit my voice.
To fit your voice into it.
Mike Lewis,
So, with all the things you've done, with your singing and your writing, your producing, your directing, your plays, everything, which is the one that you really, really sort of felt that I've reached what I want to reach?
Okay. It's a show called Up Your Ante.
Up Your Ante? I certainly did not expect that. Okay, so now it's Up Your Ante. Okay, explain yourself, Danny, now.
It's all about the game of poker.
Oh, perfect for Vegas.
It's Auntie's Poker Hall.
Okay.
And it's the trials and tribulations that go on during Auntie's running a poker hall. And the comedy and the show is so delightful that I'm trying desperately to get it into town here, being that this is the entertainment capital of the world.
You mean it's never played here?
No, it's never played here yet. And they have the #1 closing, like all these different poker clubs doing the final tables $1 million, and this one is that, and our show would be perfect while that season is going on.
Okay, so my first guest, which was Mr. Bling Bling, we're bringing him to Vegas to brighten things up. And now we're bringing Danny to brighten things up too for this show.
Yes.
So now I have to ask you, how are they going to find out and how are they going to reach you to get in touch for the show?
Okay, I think they should call you, and you will... And
then I'll call you.
You'll call me, because our name of our company is TDT Musicals. I wrote it for my 3 sons, Tommy, Danny, and Tony, and my adopted daughter named Anna McDonough. Now, Anna runs the entire show.
Anna's the one I was talking. Hey, Anna, how are you? I've been talking to her.
Well, she runs our company.
Oh, she's lovely, because I had a problem with getting your photographs. Thank you, Anna. You got the photographs. Everything was perfect.
She and her husband, Kenton Weaver, they run our show.
Wonderful.
And we do all the interviews with producers wanting to come in. But it's amazing how they scare off.
This show sounds fabulous.
When they hear Broadway, they get scared to death for that $1.3 million. They need $1.3 million to produce the show. So we need people like David Sachs's theaters. See, David Sachs would be perfect for one of his theaters.
All right, David Sachs, if you're out here, please tune in and listen to what we're talking about, because you can hear the whole thing. It'll be up on the internet.
Well,
and we've
David
got to
and
get
I
you.
were production singers during the time when the heyday in Vegas.
Yeah.
So David, I know David's
You know,
work.
David, so he's got to get, so we've got to get all these people together and get his show back out there.
And he is the most successful producer other than Jon Stewart.
John Stewart,
Well,
yeah,
Jon Stewart,
Jon Stewart is amazing.
Jon Stewart is a legend. If
Yes.
there was anything ever apropos for a man to name a show called The Legends,
Yes.
it would be the legend himself, Jon Stewart.
Yeah, John, yeah, he's the legend. He is.
And, well, he's produced so many shows in this town.
So we have a lot of work to do in Vegas, and as
Yeah.
you know, Vegas Live with Ninon, we actually bring people like Danny back into the field and let people know what's going on out there, what we can bring back into Vegas, because there's so much talent out there that I don't know, but you certainly do know.
One final thing, we got lucky.
What?
We got lucky, dear.
Well,
There's a new restaurant. Called the Maverick Texas Barbecue Restaurant opening in town.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're gonna have dancing, music, live entertainment, and here's this. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm
They're
ready.
building a 300-seat theater right next door to the restaurant.
I believe I'm having him on my show next week.
Oh,
I believe he's coming on my show. I have to ask my talent director, Lynn, but I believe he's coming on.
And Kenton Weaver's going to be one of the
Kenton
people.
Weaver, well, he's coming on my...
Yes. Kenton will be on in a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks. He's not coming on today because whatever. Well, I don't know. He's not ready. He has to be ready. Actually, he's watching to see what I do, so that he prepares himself for all the answers and the questions. But when I interview him, it'll be totally different anyway. It will not be the same, I can assure you.
You are so gorgeous, you know that.
Oh, no, I don't know that,
No.
but I'll take it. That's sweet.
Well, code blimey, as we say in our native tongue.
Yes.
You know, you bring to life new entertainment into this town.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
You showcase people that are dying to get a break in this town.
And I love to give a break because...
Well, that's what you do.
I love giving a break, especially to a lot of these young people.
Yes, I watch the show all the time, and I see...
I love it. Look at this. Danny watches my show all the time. Oh, my goodness, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Well, you do that, honey, and we're desperately in need of people like you, darling.
I need you as well, because I need you to spread this word around and get you out for what you want, and to get your friend out for what he wants, and to get Mr. Bling Bling in town, because I know Mr. Bling Bling will be a hit. I know that. I know what you wrote, your play. Yes. I know that will be a hit because it's about Vegas. If it's about Vegas and gambling, maybe the younger generation don't want to watch that as much, but we have a vast way of people to watch the show, so we'll bring you back, Danny.
Oh, please do.
We'll bring you back.
So we could talk about the White House Follies.
Oh, the White House. Well, they're having a bit of a problem at the moment.
Well, see, it's a bipartisan show.
I love it.
We have the dances. I call the dances Republicrats.
Okay, but... I was going to call them the bipartisan.
Yeah, bipartisan.
The bipartisan follies.
My dances were half red and half blue.
Oh, that's cool.
And at the end of the opening number, a donkey and an elephant come out and hug each other.
I like that. Well, that nearly happened today on television with Trump and Pelosi. Well, there was a bit of a mix-up there. But I truly believe these two people are going to get together and do what they need to do. I really believe that.
Well, this show shows what Washington is now. And after you see our show, we show you what Washington could be like.
Could be, yes. And I think that's like... Do you know why I like that,
Danny? To the grace of God,
you know why I like what he just said? Because what you just said is bringing people together, and we have our different thoughts. Even a husband and wife have different thoughts. And every American
should see the show because we're trying to bring the country back together again.
See what he said? Danny? How can they reach you? How can they reach you? Yeah, you can see that right.
You should all be Republicrats out there. Some of them wear red and some wear blue.
There you go. Absolutely.
And be a donkey and be an elephant. And then
love each other.
And hug each other.
Hug each other.
And that's the way it should be.
Okay. We never usually
get into... You're so sweet.
Isn't that sweet?
So much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
We never get into politics, but the way we talk about politics is actually togetherness. And, I'm obviously... wherever I am, I don't know. Danny, you are absolutely amazing. This is definitely a legend in Vegas. I don't know, how long have you been in Vegas?
Oh, now about 10 years now.
10 years now he's been in Vegas. Very, very talented, very, very well known out there. But he hasn't stopped yet. He's still got things to do. We'll be right back. Vegas Live with Ninon.
I adore you.
Do you love the stories of Las Vegas? If you love the stories of Las Vegas, you need to subscribe and tune in to Vegas Live with Ninon.